I'm Special Agent in Charge Dr. David Lee, and Dr. Fields has invited me to speak to you about the sources of criminal law. The first thing we'll discuss is the United States Constitution. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land. In other words, we can't make a law that contradicts the Constitution. For example, if I were an elected official, I could not pass a law that said police in my city can violate someone's protections against self-incrimination, as that would violate the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution. Most of these constitutional protections are contained in the Bill of Rights, which are the first 10 amendments. Next, we have case law, which is where the courts have interpreted the Constitution and applied what they believed was meant by the intent of the Founding Fathers. Case law has the same weight as constitutional law. For example, the Fourth Amendment to the Constitution requires a warrant based on probable cause to be issued prior to the government, aka the police, searching your property. The Constitution provides no exceptions to that rule. However, over the years, the United States Supreme Court has provided multiple exceptions through hearing cases addressing government searches. For example, the case of Carroll versus United States, 1925, established the foundation for the automobile exception, allowing warrantless searches of vehicles when there is probable cause to believe they contain contraband. This exception is based on the ready mobility of vehicles and the reduced expectation of privacy within them compared to other spaces like homes. Next, let's discuss criminal statutes. These are laws that are passed by the United States Congress, California State Legislature, and local governments like the City of Los Angeles. The first one I'll talk about is the United States Code, also called USC. The United States Code, that is a set of regulations which regulate those things that the United States government has jurisdiction. The U.S. Constitution limits the scope of the federal government through the 10th Amendment, which states that any powers not specifically granted to the federal government by the Constitution, nor prohibited to the states, are reserved to the states respectively, or to the people. Some examples are protecting our borders, interstate commerce, or treason, which we cover in a later lesson. As such, state and local law enforcement officers are prohibited from enforcing federal laws, and, vice versa, the feds cannot write parking tickets. We discuss this at length in a different lesson. California law consists of the state constitution, statutes, and 29 codes covering various subject areas. We cover several codes in this class, including the Penal Code, Vehicle Code, Health and Safety Code, and the Business and Professions Code, to name a few. And finally, a number of jurisdictions have their own local laws called municipal codes. For example, the City of Weed, CA, has local no parking laws that are enforced in that city only. Some cities prohibit camping in public parks or on sidewalks. City or county ordinances cannot supersede the Constitution or state laws.
So there you have it. A big thank you to Special Agent Lee for this lesson on the sources of criminal law.